giving her free rein to kind of be the aggressor and kind of just do her thing on the left. And Annalie's like, I will lock down the right side like she always does.
Of course, the fives playing for seeding too. So say you don't get the top two spots in the standings, that will earn you a bye into the semis for the playoffs. Well, you're the 3 seed. You can choose your opponent in the quarterfinals. So
still very important. You know, even if you don't get that top seed, it's still a huge advantage to at least be seeded in your little 4-team pool.
Side out, point 10.
Come on, right now.
10-16.
That's a feathery touch from Mari Humberg. And keeping Carolina back at the baseline as they do best. Really good at attacking the ball out of the air, penetrating the other team with their offense. Caitlin Christian answers right back at the toes of Mari Humberg. And if you're new here in Major League Pickleball, we don't switch sides. Each player stays on their respective sides. Serve rotates according to the score, so if it's odd, it'll be on the left. If it's even, it'll be on the right.
18-11.
Yeah, Carolina's definitely got to be careful here. They got to try to stop the momentum. I would think that maybe timeout would be smart in the next couple points.
Brooke Buckner was on the defensive counter, but Mari Humberg takes another, and lopsided scoreline continues in favor for the New Jersey Fives.
Everyone knows pickleball is a momentum sport. Anyone who plays it can see it, can feel it, but even more so in MLP with this format where every single point counts, not just on your serve.
That's awesome.
The great thing about this scoring format is you're never down and out. You can always, anything can happen. You can string together 7 to 8 points sometimes in a row, and that can change the match. Obviously, not easy against a team like Mari and Annalie, that's for sure.
Great positioning by Mari. Took half step to the left, was right on the counter. Impact with her swing.
20-12.
She tried it just a little wide. One thing I like about Mari, she's not afraid to go for that and miss it. Some people will go for it and then stop doing it altogether. But I think the Fives do a really good job of kind of just giving her the free rein, giving her the confidence to say, hey,
yeah,
we want you going for that even if you miss a couple, because it's going to pay off in the end.
Group that's so bought into the franchise. Gary V saying it was important for a franchise like New Jersey to get Annalie Waters on their team for the future of the league. That's why.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she's definitely someone that you can build the team around. She has so much variety. I mean, she can play all 3 events unbelievably well.
And he said they were willing to go more on AL with the auction draft format this year. Probably wouldn't have had enough money left to get Zane and the others, but that was their strategy with the draft. It worked. Drafted a great team. This is definitely a playoff-worthy team, potentially a team that can win the final. Uh-oh. It's a sitter. Look out, says Mari Humberg.
Yeah, that's the risk of going big especially on the money side of getting a player like Annalee, because then you have less money to get other good players, and you know it ended up paying off for them pretty nicely because they're a very strong team.
Waters gets the sign out and earns a game point. You have to win it on your serve once you get to this point.
24-16.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Just got to laugh that one off. I think it was a little long.
Just slightly.
17-24.
Nice pull from Annalee Waters through the middle. Took 3 tries to get it done. The New Jersey Fives up
exist. They're both different sports. They're both great in their own right. So get out there and get moving.
To men's doubles we go in this game too. We'll have 2 mixed doubles games to follow this one, which will determine if we go to a 5th tiebreak singles game. Nice angle by Will Howells. He said he's been working on that deflection, the backhand flick. He's been modeling that, or attempting to, after J.W. Johnson, and is attacking out of the air and off the bounce is inspired by Annalee Waters and playing with her. He says that's really the part of my game that I've been developing, and so we'll keep a lookout for that against the Johns brothers and how it applies.
You know, I think in pickleball, you know, people are all starting to develop that one-handed backhand flick, as you see from Ben Johns or Maury Humberg. Will Howells does it very well, but I think what takes you to the next level is being able to use 2 hands off the bounce. That's very difficult with 1 hand, so if you can get 2 hands and start doing that, it's very dangerous.
Ooh, he was on the counter, deflected it down just a bit wide. Colin Johns, Ben Johns, fresh off their gold medal winning performance yesterday on a championship Sunday on the PPA side. Into a team format now. Wide 2, Zane Navratil, one of the legends of the game, 4-time Major League Pickleball champion. Very meticulous with his approach business-wise as well. Touched him. Mark Thomas, our lead referee for this one. There's a look at Ben Johns. Busy day for him yesterday, playing in 2 gold medal matches. Chose to attack the second off the bounce. Love that decision, because first he went soft, then he went with a dagger.
Yeah, it actually looked like he was going to pull the trigger on the first one, but he, you know, pushed Will out. Was able to get the opposite side of Zane. Great deception. Now go back to Zane. It's funny. I want to say last year he was always saying, you know, oh, I'm probably only going to play pickleball for another year or 2. And, you know, with how big pickleball has become, I think Zane's not going anywhere. I think he's sticking around a little longer.
Oh yeah, for sure. And very involved paddle technology with his own paddle company, or sponsorship, excuse me, Pro XR. Very good with his Google Calendar. Jay Waters says it's spotless.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Saying that keeps everybody on track, where they need to be at certain times. It's Will they're always chasing down.
It's the accountant in him. He loves a good spreadsheet.
Pressure from Will Howes, keeping the boys back at the baseline. Will Howes is one of the young up-and-comers. Major League Pickleball has helped players like Will Howes get on the map in national capacity, national recognition capacity.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Will is mainly playing more APPs, heavier on the APP side, and PPAs here and there. But he's definitely. I don't think many people thought that he would go Premier, and he ended up. You know, Annalie sees him a lot playing in Boca. They practice together, and I think she saw the potential in him, and he's definitely stepped up and shown that he can play.
Ooh. Just wide there. A little too cute for Will Howes.
Ben just doing an unbelievable job of defending. He's so good at deciding when to speed up, when to defend, and he sees the ball so big. He sees it coming in. He's always usually ready for any shot that you send his way. Unlucky net. Will doing a great job, though, of using that backhand flick. I think if he can keep doing that to Colin, Colin's got really good defense, really good at just holding his paddle there and getting the ball back, making you hit another shot. But I think if you can kind of be the aggressor towards that right side to Colin Johns, I think that's the move right there.
Yeah, Zane Everett has had success against the Johns brothers this season, playing with Christian Elshon, but you have to get crafty on the right. It's the right side player, too, that has to create offense and chaos, as Zane calls it.
Yeah, you know, being on the right, you're usually in a more passive role, kind of maybe how Colin has done it, kind of letting Ben be the aggressor, come over, speed up, and him just be rock solid, make every single counter and dink. But you see people like Gabe Tardio and Dylan Frazier start playing the right side and actually becoming the aggressors. Kind of not going away from that passive role and really just taking over, even sliding to the middle to hit a forehand, which you don't see that often. But I think that's maybe where the future of the game is going. And that's what Ben says as well. That's why he thinks that the lefty-righty combos are probably going to be the most successful in the future because you're able to have those two forehands in the middle.
Great return, Zane. Great return.
It's deflection from Will Howes to the corner.
10-8.
Howes is on the attack, initiating things first against Colin Johns.
Yeah, Colin's speeding up off the bounce there. Sometimes it's a little risky, especially as the game's developing. People are getting better and better at countering, especially from those low balls. So you definitely have to pick and choose when the right time to do that is.
Point 9.
There's never a lack of that shot from Ben. Ben's always seems like he's always able to put a little more juice on the ball than some people. A little more zip.
9-11.
Down he goes, Will Howes again. He seems to be the X factor in this one on the side of New Jersey.
Yeah, I think he's doing a great job of pressing Colin and kind of attacking him. I would say Colin's very good at the body and his backhand, but if you can get at that forehand side, I think that's the spot that you want. He's been doing a pretty good job of that. You want to try to bring Ben to the middle to open up that backhand side as well.
And a miss from Ben. And a point, all things considered, to get Annalie the second spot. It's still build this team is pretty smart drafting.
Yeah, also as well, I think they just have a lot of team chemistry. I think Annalie's also a big reason for that. She even has said before she brings a lot of energy. Sometimes she has to fake it, but I think everyone kind of follows the lead from her.
Colin Johns heats up offensively. We need to see more of out of Colin on the right in his game to match where the game is changing in your estimation.
11.
And for Colin, I mean, he's so good at backing up sometimes and giving himself time to be defensive. He's got really good hands. I think if he's able to be a little more aggressive on his dinks, but then also kind of be that aggressor, speed up, kind of take a little more off of Ben. I think that's where his game could really go up, and then to have Ben on the left side as well, I mean, that would be a joke. So I think just a little bit more aggressive sometimes and would do him well.
That's deep. Carolina back within one.
My bad, Zane.
Men's doubles now. We have 2 mixed doubles games to come. If we go to a Dream Breaker, the Five's a perfect 4-0 in Dream Breakers. Carolina was a little shaky in that department, but getting Caitlin Christian was a massive add for them. And Johns again.
Yeah, Caitlin Christian, that's a huge addition for the singles, especially,
Second meeting this season between these two. Vying for standing points. And Johns. Full assault.
Ben looked like he amped it up just a little extra there.
16-14.
Ben does such a good job of staying super balanced with his legs, wide base, and if you see, he kind of hinges at the hips and leans forward, and kind of gets that head out in front and down, and he's really able to kind of manipulate the ball that way. It's one of the reasons why he has so much success with that backhand flick. He's just able. He's so low, so calm.
Point.
Fives have got to be careful to not let this slip here, especially with the momentum as they were leading.
Let's go. Every point. Every single point.
Well, that's just it on the same side for New Jersey, where you have 2 guaranteed game wins with Anna Lee, and you can get the opposite division, so to speak, to pull out a game win to help the match series. Goes a long way.
16-18.
Great creation from Zane Navratil, followed up by Will Howells. Zane's a crafty player. He can
17-18.
start to instigate offense from anywhere. Wow, what a counter. Cross court and a stare down from Will Howells.
Zane's doing a great job of leaning forward there, kind of being the aggressor, and Will's doing a great job. Super strong base. He's sitting there. He's ready for that ball to come back after Zane's being the aggressor. And it showed right there.
That's so good. Out of the air, just flicks it through the middle. Will Howells picks his moment. 1 point lead swings to the fives. And the fives count continues from the crowd.
Well, the fives definitely don't have a shortage of fans and noise. They definitely bring the energy.
Gary Vee was funny about that in the podcast. Said, Ryan, you should get kicked out of these events. I get quiet when I care too much.
Gets nervous.
He said that jokingly, of course.
Yeah.
Steve, Colin Johns gets let corded. I guess if that's a word, we'll call it one.
No hat throw this time, though. I think Will's doing a great job right now, though, of usually Ben is dominating with that flick, but he's doing a great job of using that flick, but also countering with that two-handed backhand. Very dangerous. And you can see now they are just absolutely going after Colin. They're trying to take Ben out, ice him a little bit, and see if Colin can hold his own. You know, Will's doing a great job of being the aggressor here.
Right out, point 19.
Call was that it was deep. Will Howells looking for clarification, but if that was inches away from the baseline.
22.
Go, go. You.
That's deep.
Wow.
Good dodge by Colin, who reaffirms that the ball was deep.
I think he was trying to go for blood there. Colin wasn't having it.
22.
We'll see if Will initiate here to Colin.
Wow. Instead, Ben Johns turns up the Jets. ATP to close.
Just a little too wide on that dink from Will. He was doing a great job of kind of hiding that forehand. And Ben just absolutely getting the outside of the ball to bring it in. Zane doing a great job of defending that and making them hit another ball. Does that flick again by Will Howells, doing an amazing job of holding his ground, leaning in, kind of just saying to the Johns brothers, I'm here. You're not getting this ball past me. I'm coming after you.
So much touch work at the kitchen for Will Howells. And then Ben Johns sets himself up to go right at the left hip of Zane Navratil. This one's getting close. Game's a 25, win by 2, and you have to win on your serve.
22-23.
Big point for the fives here.
Thumbs up.
Wow, what a forehand. Letting that ball bounce barely in, getting that ball to drop below the net.
Winner from the baseline. You don't see that too often. Fives fans engaged after this one.
I mean, he was able to get that almost to land in the kitchen on a drive. That's, wow. Ooh, wow. There it is.
New Jersey takes the second, 25-22.
On the left, we will see.
Oh, so it's not a Ben Johns Annalee Waters special. It's Zane Navratil, Mari Humberg taking on Brooke Buckner and Ben Johns. Oh my, spicy ATP, just a bit long for Navratil. Explosive play though.
I actually thought that first ball might have been wide. He was running after that one. Wow.
Domination for the 4-time Major League Pickleball champion, Zane Navratil.
Ben John's coming in hot there, but Mari was able to counter with that one-handed backhand she has. Something you don't see often as well, Zane in mixed playing the right side. Usually you have the guys on the left.
2-1.
But they're so confident in Mari Humberg's backhand flick and left side play.
Point.
It's a pretty easy decision. Also, Zane is a really good right side guy. He's able to manipulate the ball, move the ball around, and also
3-1.
be the aggressor and speed up when he wants.
Point.
One of the attack down the line, patient points. Good synergy from Buckner and Ben Johns so far.
4-1. Point.
Yeah, I think Brooke on the right side, you just got to make balls. You got to make your dinks. You got to do your job, get the ball over the net,
5-1.
and just try to set up Ben as much as possible.
Navratil drop volley, drops with two players crashing towards it.
Good disguise there, kind of a big take back. Slowed the ball down there nicely.
What a play, Ben Johns sees Zane sneaking to the middle.
Unreal backhand flick there. That ball was very low to the net. He's able to get that up. Mari doing a good job of defending there. And Ben held that forehand nicely, waiting for Zane to make that move in the middle.
Slice from Mari Humberg as usual.
It's a great strategy there. Instead of rolling over, you're actually cutting it, which makes you have to get under the ball even more, as you saw. Got pretty low in the net there from Brooke.
Ooh, he took the attempt just short for Ben Johns. Ben, a 4-time Major League Pickleball champion. It's part of the inaugural championship back in 2021 with Andrea Koop, Rob Nunnery, and Irina Tereshchenko. Off the tape it goes. Zane Navratil will accept. Navratil won the next Major League Pickleball title in 2022.
5-6.
With Rafa Hewitt, Irina Tereshchenko, and Paris Todd. The LQK had a legacy.
Side out, point 7.
Those OG pickleball fans.
Yeah, seems like forever ago. Like 6 months in pickleball is like 2 years.
Commanding the left. That's one area we haven't talked about. Mari playing the left in both women's and in mixed with Zane Navratil, who is another great strategist.
6-7.
You don't see the guy on the right in mixed very often.
Side out, point.
At least
8.
not effectively. And these two have taken out teams like Georgia and J.W. Johnson in this combination.
8-6.
Zane on the right.
Point.
Yeah, I think Zane's just so good on the right, but then Mari also has the variety, and she's so aggressive. She's able to kind of fulfill that left side role.
Point.
Nice hit from Mari on the overhead.
A little tough to see with that sun.
Yeah,
Not
they're
the
6.
best spot.
facing into the sun on the far side.
Point.
Okay, guys, here we go. Right back.
Been doing a good job of covering a lot of court and just kind of moving that ball
11-6.
around, not letting them get in any type of rhythm. Great defense from Zane there.
He even smiled.
You.
Wow.
You.
Oh, no way! Ben Johns defends a wicked angle with an ATP. Nobody can do what he just did.
Yeah, 12.
The not to mention the
Look at this.
angles from Mari Humber.
12-6.
That get is incredible.
Watch it again. Off the screen, you can't even see him. He's so far wide.
ATP into the kitchen as well. Usually you have to, on an ATP, you're going deep into the court because that's really the only pathway you can go, but yeah, you do not see a land in the kitchen on ATP very often.
You.
It's a great spot by Ben Johns, holding that ball, going to the opposite side to Zane. So it definitely helps that overall DUPR score, that's for sure. So we're in the 7s.
You.
Oh, Buckner almost gets herself out of it.
Great hands there from Buckner.
Let's go.
Again, both teams in action the next 2 regular season events, including this one. Wow, that's nice. Catches Zane Navratil on the run after he scrambles to the left side of the court to protect the net. Buckner back to serve now to Navratil.
You.
A miss on the backhand side for Ben Johns. Another aspect of this alignment we don't talk about is the guys returning the gals' serves and vice versa. A lot more heat than the girls are maybe used to handling. But in traditional format, they do see it a little bit, but this is an entire game's worth of it.
Especially when in mixed with the guy on the right. That definitely makes it a little more interesting. Wow.
Down it goes. Well played by Navratil, giving kudos to his partner Mari on the setup.
Great just overall defense from the 5s there. Just getting that one extra ball in play. I think the 5s are doing a great job of kind of using that drive, getting a little easier 5th shot drop instead of that 3rd.
You.
Great defense. And that flick for Zane Navratil from Ben Johns.
Miss for Ben. In New York, Ben was nearly perfect. He went 9-1 in 10 games played and won over 57% of points. Brooke Buckner going off down the line on Mari.
That was a great pull by Mari, but Brooke did a good job of taking one step back and then sliding over on that, covering that backhand side.
Mari Humber steps back and welcomes the speed up to her forehand.
Yeah, a little ambitious there. Ball's a little bit too low for Ben to be speeding that one up, but obviously he knows that. That was crushed from Mari Humber.
Point 17.
Here we go. 17-14.
little bit risky sometimes that some people may not realize. When you slice the ball in pickleball, you're actually producing the topspin for your opponent. So that's going to be able to let that ball spin a little bit more, have a little more action on it, so you got to be careful. Mari, one of the few women players out there on the tour who really likes her backhand slice. She's usually always slicing it, as you see on her dinks, on her returns. She's got to be careful on that return, especially the Ben John's forehand.
Nice serve from Ben in a critical moment.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Same phase by that.
Annalise from the side asking you guys want a timeout, but that was a good call. Ben John's really coming all the way over to that right side, almost to the far line. Just trying to push Mari Humberg back, trying to take her out of play.
And a casual setup to finish for Ben Johns. Didn't have as much money to work with towards the end of the draft, excuse me. So that created unique challenges for bidding at certain spots. Some teams aim to go more balanced, a little less flashy at the top to balance out their roster. Trades, of course, have happened.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Ben is, if you're going to do it for any player, Ben is the player to build the team around and go all in on. But yeah, it does hurt you sometimes with maybe the lack of money that you have left to pick up some of the top higher tier players. Wow.
My goodness.
Unbelievable reach in and just little touchdown to the left side of Ben Johns.
She was determined to get that one down after he whipped the ATP on nearly an identical angle on the other side.
Yeah, wow. She just did such a good job of reaching and kind of getting that paddle under that ball. Not easy. That's in.
That one's not for Ben Johns. And by the way, the New Jersey Fives winning, of course, the midseason tournament. It was epic. It was also the most watched match in league history, Yates. Back earlier this season in July. Big win for them. It was the first time Annalie Waters pocketed a Major League Pickleball championship.
Yeah, one of the few titles that she didn't have.
Yeah, there's not much missing from her repertoire and resume.
I mean, I think she's got a couple triple crowns, maybe a couple.
Jersey back in
plus.
it. Ooh, and a fumbled third from Mari Humberg. Well done by Buckner to create a half second of hesitation on the side of the Fives for a game point. Carolina fighting to stay alive in the match.
That's in. This defense.
Jeez. Get up to the kitchen. Oh, wow. That's the one she missed. 25-20. Unbelievable defense to serve first over to Caitlin Christian.
Vulcan ball. Game 4, 9-8. 0-0.
Opening point goes over to Carolina. So Colin Johns, you wanted to see more aggression on his game on the right playing men's. Love to know what you see in this. Oh, no. Mixed doubles combination for Carolina. Obviously, miscommunication can be a vulnerability with new partnerships.
Yeah, I think Colin, like right there, I think he's still maybe beat mentally on the right side. He's got to do a good job of kind of shifting that mindset now. He's a left side player. You got to take more court. Same with Caitlin Christian. She's got to be able to just be rock solid. She usually likes playing on the left, but she's on the right for mixed. Collins definitely going to have to do a good job of not only being consistent, but also managing the speed-up backhand flick from Will Howells and also anything that's coming his way from Anna Lee, which is going to be quite a lot, as we just see there.
Let's go, Willie. Let's go, Willie.
I think going to the middle dink for Anna Lee and Will is going to be the play. Try to neutralize them as much as possible.
And fives going off. Will Howells, inspired by his partner Anna Lee Waters, chatted with him briefly this morning, said, loves playing with her. He's been improving his game by osmosis of learning from her in the game. That's a unique vantage point of when she chooses to speed up, which is almost on every ball, but attacking off the bounce. That was the biggest thing he's improved on.
Yeah, you see in not only mixed but also women's. She actually steps to the right and runs around her forehand to be able to speed up off that backhand side off the bounce. So it's definitely not a bad player to be taking notes from, that's for sure.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go.
I think that's some of Anna Lee's biggest strengths is just strategy and just mental toughness and decision making, knowing when to speed up, when to play defense, when to just hold the paddle there and make the ball over the net. She is definitely probably one of the most aggressive women on the tour, that's for sure, and probably even more aggressive than some men out there.
I love it. I think it's so much more fun to watch, but pickleball purists might disagree with me.
Yeah, you know, some people, I mean, I don't know if people want to be watching.
7-6.
Oh my God. Come on, use it. Let's go.
A little frustration with the ball.
7-7.
It is known that they do not like it sometimes,
Sometimes.
most of the time. It is a plastic ball, though. It's going to happen.
No problem when it happens in favor of you, though.
Yeah, of course not.
1 point lead for Carolina. Love this start for them, keeping things close against Waters.
There's that backhand speed up. Lefty.
Wow. Almost had it. Great defense by Colin Johns.
Here we go. Here we go.
Anna Lee Waters.
And you just saw that again. She ran around the forehand to speed up the backhand. Everyone knows it's coming, but there's not a lot you can do. She's so good at holding it and just getting it right over that net.
She's so much control
Jeez.
too, over that paddle and her power. Just took a touch off of it to lay it into the middle.
And that's what makes her so good. A lot of people, when they're about to speed up, it's 100% speed up. They're going all in. But she does a really good job of kind of dumbing it down to maybe 70%. Very deceptive. Wow. Unreal get. Wow.
Unbelievable poet, Caitlin Christian. How about the athleticism and a full round of applause from her bench on the side of Carolina. Dave Fleming still clapping. What he just saw.
Unbelievable lob, but even a better get. She is an athlete.
Come on. All right, make it fun, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Five's trying to reel Will in a little bit. Sometimes when you're too creative, it starts kind of getting a little out of control. You got to do a good job of just kind of managing, going back to basics, extending the point.
2 point swing on the side of Carolina.
Here we go, Fives. Here we go, Fives.
11-9.
Great couple.
Colin Johns.
Great couple drives. I told you I wanted to see a little more aggression out of him, and we are seeing that, hitting some really good forehand drives right below the net.
Will Howell stands tall at the kitchen as Christian scrambles over to the left.
It's an unbelievable cross, but even better defense and counter from Will Howells. Yeah, I would not be too sad to see a dream breaker here. I think it'd be a lot of good singles players on both of these teams.
Carolina coming into this event had just one Dream Breaker win and 6 Dream Breaker losses. So there, it tells you where it was a win-win of that trade. Arizona felt like they improved their doubles. Carolina felt like they improved their singles. Caitlin Christian. Oh, good coverage from Christian, just a bit too high. Will Howells takes advantage and closes the gap to just 1. Oh, Colin Johns gets lit up. He's not going to be too thrilled about that. Will Howells.
Definitely dangerous on that two-handed side. That's definitely one of his best shots. And when he loads up on that thing, he really cranks it.
Down it goes. That flick is looking a whole lot like a JW attempt to model it after him.
You know, hey, same paddle. They practice a lot together.
Yep.
Not a bad guy to model your backhand flick off, that's for sure. There it is again.
Colin Johns pulls it with Emily Waters out of position. Smart play, smart spot. Tie game continues, 14 apiece. Emily Waters with the miss and a bit of frustration as she looks to her bench. Colin Johns back to serve to Will Howells with a 1-point edge.
Come on. 15.
I think someone like Will Howells playing with someone like Anna Lee, I think it's really good because you can just rely on her so much. She makes so many balls. She's so solid. But also there's kind of maybe an expectation that you have to play well. You got to play on. And so it's kind of a balance thing. You gotta balance it.
Yeah, both he and Mari Humberg embrace the pressure that comes with playing like
for sure.
Anna Lee, even though it is a luxury experience, as you mentioned, it certainly comes with its challenges.
Yep.
To let them shine, you have to also be consistent and aggressive.
Wow, great communication there to go for some shots that maybe they shouldn't go for.
I'll recall. 19-15.
Couple of crucial points coming up here for the Carolina.
Waters will hand the ball back and the points.
16-19.
Waters, 2 in a row.
And like I said before, the fives are being a little aggressive, and those 2 shots right there weren't quite what she wanted. So we'll see if Carolina can take advantage here.
Lob upcoming. Bill can't see. Can see better on the second. Sure, he had spotty vision on that one.
Yeah, great location there. It's always best to kind of use those angles on the overheads as well.
There's your vantage point of the sun.
2017.
Will and Anna Lee looking into it now. Shadows creeping in for Carolina. Wow, that's good. Colin Johns whips it cross court. It's in.
think he was trying to go for a bag there. Maybe he hit Will in the chest, but it was a good location, and that ball dropped.
Trying to repay the favor.
Dropped right in the baseline. A little high drive for Caitlin Christian there. Not exactly what she wanted. Colin paid the price. Definitely want to stay away from that Will Howell's backhand. Wow. Just absolute high dink. Not what she wanted, but she got herself out of it. That was huge. I think that could be a massive momentum changer for Carolina.
It feels like they have to get this point here.
Went to the backhand again.
Just shy.
I don't like that play. Caitlin has gone twice or 3 times to Will's backhand. You got to go to the person that is still running in.
Christian wanted the inside-out attempt right at the body of Howells, and this game number 4 is slipping away from Carolina. Caitlin Christian looking to be frustrated, understandably so. Pressured spot to be in.
Will, as you just saw the last 2 points, he did a good job of staying in there and putting a little pressure on right before she's about to hit the ball, taking her kind of eye and attention off of it.
Will Howells and Annalie Waters take the 4th and take the match. 3 very valuable standing points goes to the New Jersey Fives as they chase down those top. Zane Navratil and Annalie Waters join us now to talk about it. Zane, starting with you. All these teams at the top are playing for very valuable standing points. You guys have 4 matches in hand to the 3 teams above you heading into this tournament. What have been the conversations surrounding this team as you head into the last 2 regular season events?
Go out there, get 3 points every time, and then eat Mr. Scott's brisket.
What?
Mr. Scott, he makes a great brisket. We've got brisket after this. He said only if we get 3 points, though.
Well, bring some over to the booth.
Deal.
Annalie, we've talked about bringing energy in a team format and how much energy you bring. You just came off a tough week and a final in Las Vegas. How do you kind of move forward from that and kind of bring the energy this week in MLP?
Yeah, for sure. I woke up this morning and I was like, playing pickleball again. All right, let's do it. And I was kind of like, I don't know. And then I get here and I'm with my team and with Mari and with Will and with Zane and with Ryan and with Blake and with my mom. And it's just hard not to have energy with these guys. I think they really helped me, especially this morning in practice, to get locked in. Because usually today is my rest day and I'm doing nothing but laying in my bed watching TV. So I have to mentally kind of flip that around and play today. So I'm very thankful to have some great teammates and coaches and GMs around me to kind of help me bring the energy today. And I'm excited for our next match.
Yeah, and Zane, you were recently captured on your podcast with your ownership group, Gary V and Ryan Harwood. Very interesting, engaging conversations there. Love the quote from Gary V that it's the first sport that has come along where a 71-year-old grandma can whip the physical butt on her 23-year-old grandson or granddaughter, in your case, Annalie Waters. But what is it like to have such an engaged ownership group to play for with your high level of engagement in the sport?
Oh, man. I mean, the energy that Ryan and Blake bring, and when Gary shows up to some of these events, he has his whole posse, his whole crew, and New York was electric. The guys here are electric. They get people fired up, and that's why we love MLP. The fans are enjoying it, and they bring it, and they really help us on the court. When we play mellow, we probably deserve to lose, which is why we don't try to play mellow, and we try to bring the energy every time. And I think that's more entertaining as well for us as players and for people watching as fans.
And Annalie, Ryan talked a lot about that, of just cueing to you to just be yourself. You're in a position where you carry a lot of pressure at 17 years old. All eyes are on you all the time. And he said, screw the haters, go out and just be you. How freeing is it to have that backing from your ownership group?
Yeah, for sure. I feel super comfortable on this team, which I've said many times this season has made a big difference. I feel like on the court, it's just like playing a PPA. I feel super comfortable in PPA because I usually, know my partners. I've been playing with Ben for forever, Catherine for forever. So MLP was always kind of a struggle for me with like partnerships and, trying to figure out how to play with somebody new. But like I said, my teammates are super easy to play with. They make me feel super comfortable and confident on the court, and I hope I do the same to them. So yeah, it's just been an amazing time, and Ryan's awesome. He keeps everybody locked in on the sidelines.
He absolutely does. Even Gary Vee said he should get kicked out. Just kidding. We love him.